They've loaded quickly. They're off. New Pi Lambda is out alertly. Here's Fast Giselle. Now moving up to battle for the lead. And Fast Giselle has been headed on the outside by Golden Prayer. So it's Golden Prayer to set the pace. Fast Giselle, a length and a half back second, and Avantap is in third. New Pi Lambda, followed by She's a Joker, 7 lengths off the leader, 3 in front of Ready, Jet, Go. It's Golden Prayer and Rosario, dictating terms, leading 3/4 of a length. Avantap second. Fast Giselle, right off the leader's heels in third. Another 2 back to She's a Joker, fourth, 4 off the lead. New Pi Lambda and Ready, Jet, Go. Midway on the far turn, Avantap puts the pressure on Golden Prayer, and Avantap takes a narrow lead. Fast Giselle has been tracking, angling off the fence now, and She's a Joker in the pink there at the top of the lane. It's Avantap, the one to catch. New Pi Lambda is rallying, looking for a spot between rivals. Fast Giselle, Golden Prayer drops out, 16th pole. Avantap, She's a Joker on the outside, and in between, Fast Giselle is surging late. Avantap, Fast Giselle, Avantap holds on gamely over Fast Giselle. She's a Joker next. Photo between New Pi Lambda and Ready, Jet, Go. We're in the gate. And they're off. Even start, Born to Stay Thirsty, Bella Vienna. Those two hook up right out of the gate. Cocktail Cutie warns Wild Ride down at the rail, takes third. Then Bossy Bruin Gal, 4 off the lead. And Dory Miller patiently handled early on. Bella Vienna, Born to Stay Thirsty, go past the half-mile pole. 3 in front of Warren's Wild Ride in third. On the far outside, Bossy Bruin Gal, Cocktail Cutie, and Dory Miller. Now Bella Vienna has shaken loose, opens up 3, Warren's Wild Ride takes second. Born to Stay Thirsty retreating. Bossy Bruin Gal, Cocktail Cutie, Dory Miller trying to move up in traffic, finding some daylight now as the field turns for home. It's Bella Vienna with a 4-length lead. Dory Miller now moves into second, followed by Warren's Wild Ride in third, a 16th to go, and Bella Vienna still with a commanding advantage, and it's going to be Bella Vienna and Luis Contreras to win it by 2 lengths. Dory Miller finished strongly in second, then Bossy Bruin Gal and Warren's Wild Ride. And they're off. Takes 3, broke inward, but did break alertly. Motivating Forces up to take the lead. Run, Bryce Run is down at the rail. Yellow Jacket comes away in fourth. Then Drive for Show fifth. Clements Ride is next. Curlin's Chaos second to last. And then it is Vols. Around the clubhouse turn. And the lead belongs to Motivating Force, who has it by about 2 lengths. Down at the rail, Run, Bryce Run, a joint second, and Take 3 now takes that second spot. Another couple back to Yellow Jacket in fourth with 4 to make up, under a tight hold at this stage. 2 more to Clements Ride. Drive for Show is next. Curlin's Chaos, and then it's a big gap to Vols. They're heading toward the half-mile pole behind Motivating Force, who's been there throughout, takes 3, a length and a half back second. Then Run, Bryce Run, Yellow Jacket Fort still under a hold, 3 lengths off the lead. A gap of 4 to Clements Ride. Curlin's Chaos on the inside. Drive for Show is next, and another 3 back to Vols. Around the turn, motivating force, maintaining the advantage. 2 lengths now on takes 3 in second, followed by Run Bryce 1, Yellow Jacket outside of them. Curlin's Chaos is going to swing 6 wide, but starting to finish very well. And down at the rail, Clements Ride there in the final furlong. And here's Curlin's Chaos and Diego Herrera blowing by the field with a devastating burst from around the turn. Clements Ride starts to finish well, but it's too little, too late. Curlin's Chaos by 2.5. Second to Clements Ride. Motivating force third. Photo takes 3 and Run Bryce Run. We're in the gate. And they're off. Smooth start for the favorite Flying Drummer, who goes straight to the front. Low Expectations up close. Clouseau third in the opening furlong. Bright Leaf between rivals. Michaloff is down at the rail. Dual Threat will go widest. And at the back, St. Elmo. 7 furlongs to run. Flying Drummer sets the tempo, prompted by Low Expectations, with Clouseau 2 back third. They're followed by Dual Threat, fourth, 3 off the lead. Then Michaloff, Bright Leaf, and St. Elmo. 8 lengths front to back. Low Expectations, the head in front. Flying Drummer keeps pace with him. They race together as one. Clouseau, about 2 off them in third. Then it's Dual Threat, fourth, with 4.5 furlongs to go. At the rail, Michaloff, Bright Leaf, and St. Elmo. There hasn't been any change. 3.5 furlongs left. Flying Drummer, Low Expectations, stride for stride. Then it's Clouseau, hugging the rail, now pushed along in third. Dual Threat is just outside of him, with 5/16 to run. Michaloff has made some headway within 4 of the battle up top. Bright Leaf, St. Elmo. Low Expectations and Flying Drummer. Those two head and head still as they come to the 8th pole. Michaloff continues to make headway. Clouseau has been behind them the whole journey as Flying Drummer shrugs off Low Expectations and all the rest. Dual Threat on the outside, and Clouseau gets daylight, but it's all Flying Drummer. Flying Drummer strolls in by 4 lengths. Clouseau was second. Dual Threat, Low Expectations, and Bright Leaf. Gelding by Gunrunner out of Salamera. Owned by Michael Lund Peterson, trained by Bob Baffert, and ridden by Kyle Frey. Flying Drummer bred in Kentucky by Geezer. We're in the gate. And they're off. Fast start for Gypsy Tears toward the inside. Here's So I'm Told in the red colors now sprinting up. And So I'm Told and Gypsy Tears will duel down the hill. Andy, can you hear me? Broke beautifully and tracks the top pair in third. They're followed by Billy's Bet and Geezer racing in the 5th spot. At the rail, Bronco Nagurski has 8 lengths to make up. Worst Reed Sanchez is second to last, and Super Chief at the back of the field. Down the hill, and it's So I'm Told and Gypsy Tears. And they lead 2 over Andy, Can You Hear Me, getting a perfect trip in third, and Billy's Bet inches up in the yellow colors along the rail. Geezer 5th, 4 lengths off the lead. Bronco Nagurski looking for a spot on the inside of Worst Reed Sanchez as they reach the top of the stretch. And it's still So I'm Told hanging tough. Andy, Can You Hear Me, closing in on the outside. Billy's Bet looking for room for the final 1/8 of a mile. It's still So I'm Told clinging to the lead a length and a half. Billy's Bet. Andy, can you hear me? Geezer late. It will be so, I'm told, all the way. Andy, can you hear me? Billy's Bet, Geezer, and then it was between Gypsy Tears and Bronco Nagurski to complete the super high five. Mixto to the outside. And they're off in the San Pasquale, and Stiletto Boy fires out of there, but it was very even as they line up across the track. New Grange is showing plenty of speed. I'm going to be somebody in between those two. Mixto on the far outside. Newgate is fifth, but just 2 lengths off the speed. They're followed by Mr. Fisk, who has to go 4 wide into the turn, and 2 rivers over at the back of a fairly compact group. 7/8 out. And it's New Grange setting the tempo. Leads by 1 length over Mixto in second. Stiletto Boy is down on the inside third. They're followed by Newgate, 1 from the outside. Mr. Fisk just outside of him. I'm going to be somebody now 4 off the lead, steadying in between rivals slightly, and 2 rivers over inches up at the rail. It's New Grange onto the back stretch past the 5/8 pole in control. Striding along smoothly. A length and a half in front of Mixto's second. At the rail, 2 rivers over takes third and is willing, moving up within a length and a half of the lead. Newgate is just outside of him. They're followed by Stiletto Boy, who's racing inside Mr. Fisk. And then being pushed along, I'm going to be somebody. 3/8 of a mile to run, and it's New Grange who's been the controlling speed. 3/4 to Mixto in second. Newgate set down on the outside of them. At the rail, 2 rivers over, has 3 to make up. Then Stiletto Boy and Mr. Fisk. They pass the quarter pole and turn for home. New Grange, Newgate comes after him now. These two are going to square off at the 8th pole. A good effort from 2 rivers over, who's fighting down at the rail, and then Mixto past the 8th pole. New Grange still in front, a length and a half. Newgate giving it his all, but New Grange has plenty left in the tank, and it's back-to-back in the San Pasquale for New Grange under Victor Espinoza. Newgate solid in defeat. Mixto was finishing nicely. He battled with 2 rivers over, and then Mr. Fisk completes the super high five. Kingmeister, the last one. And they're off. Flavius and Indian Peak, the first 2 out. Irish Heatwave at the rail. And Mastermind in the center of the course is up to take the lead. So it's Mastermind. Stay in Kotai on the outside takes second. Flavius third. Then Kingmeister outside Indian Peak. They're followed by Hurricane Cloud, Irish Heatwave, and Brother Reed at the back of the field. Around the clubhouse turn behind Mastermind, who leads it by 2 lengths. Flavius, Stay in Kotai, side by side, a length and a half back to Kingmeister in fourth. Indian Peak under a tight hold in the pink silks, 2 lengths in front of Hurricane Cloud. Then at the back, Irish Heatwave and Brother Reed. 8 lengths covers them past the half-mile pole. Mastermind is the target, maintains a 2.5 length advantage. Flavius, Stay in Kotai, and Kingmeister a half behind them. Indian Peak is eager to go. He's got 4 lengths to make up. Hurricane Cloud inches up outside of him. They're moving together. 3 to Irish Heatwave and Brother Reed. They have a quarter to go. Mastermind, Hurricane Cloud, white blinkers on the outside. Flavius in the blue is coming gamely now. And then Indian Peak a furlong out. Here's Flavius right up to Mastermind. Indian Peak gets daylight. Hurricane Cloud in the center, but it's Flavius doing the best work under Juan Hernandez. Late run from Hurricane Cloud. And on the inside, Mastermind. And it will be Flavius to win. Hurricane Cloud completes the Richard Baltus exacta, Mastermind third, and then it was a battle between Irish Heatwave and Indian Peak.
Horse players don't agree on much, but one thing I think they can all agree on is Santa Anita is a very special place. Hi, everybody. My name is Tom Quigley, VIP Player Concierge, your seminar host for the next 40 minutes or so. And Santa Anita was built in 1934 and sits on 300 acres here in LA County. It's a special place not only for racing fans around the world, but it's a special place for local residents as well. But the local residents who come out and experience things, not more than just horse racing, things like the wine festival that we're having this weekend, they don't know much about horse racing. They're novices, they don't know anything, so they need somebody to explain the game to them, and that person is our seminar guest today. He's a marketing ambassador, a wagering ambassador, and an all-around good guy. He's been here 37 years, not quite as long as the track's been open. His name, Howard Abrams. Howard, happy Sunday. Welcome to the seminar.
Welcome to the seminar. Thank you.
It's great to have you here. Now, before we talk about what you do for Santa Anita, let's rewind the tape and take a look at the stretch run of the Pegasus World Cup yesterday. Reason why I want to show it is, once again, West is best. Bob Baffert, the winning trainer, Flavia Pratt in the saddle, and of course, National Treasure winning the $3 million Pegasus World Cup. Let's listen to Pete Aiello, the final quarter of a mile.
Lane with a quarter of a mile left to go. Still plenty of hopes here in the Pegasus World Cup. National Treasure has come away with the lead. Senor Buscador, he's still closing down the center. There's an eighth of a mile to go, and National Treasure with work to do. Senor Buscador takes aim on the outside. They come past the eighth pole. Jockey John on the inside. It's still National Treasure holding on. Down the center, Senor Buscador, he's running out of time. National Treasure would not be denied. National Treasure wins the Pegasus World Cup.
Howard, National Treasure basically went wire to wire, had to hold off the late charge of Senor Buscador, but that didn't surprise you. You actually had the exacta. Why do you like those two horses?
Well, Buscador was one of the few horses that closed on that track on his last day. And then we actually had him as our second choice. The third choice was a favorite. And we had our main choice ran out, but we still hit the exacta. We had a 3-horse exacta box.
I mentioned, Howard, you've been working here for 37 years. What type of handicapper are you? Like, in other words, I see the old school racing form in front of you, but what do you kind of incorporate when you're trying to come up with a winner?
We really are dealing with newcomers, mostly newcomers. So it's really a basic type thing where I'm going to give them our first choice, our second choice, our third choice, explain how to win, place, and show betting. If they're still looking at us, we can go to the exactas. If their eyes start rolling back, we stop.
Sure.
And just they don't really want to know how much. And if we can get them to win a bet, we're really happy. I mean, the main thing that I'm passionate about is our racing right now is the last sporting event, professional sporting event that is that people can come to without losing a lot of money. Lakers, Kings,
Dodgers.
Rams. You can't go to games anymore. We used to jump in a car and go to the Dodger game. A bunch of friends. You can't do that anymore unless you go to the bank first, then go there and get somebody to co-sign for you. You can't do it.
It's economical, right? They can come out to the track, cost $10.
$10. You get a form, a program. You get parking, you get admission, and you get us telling you how to bet. And it's really economical. It's the way to go. We got to put that message out, especially if you're watching, is bring your friends. I ran into somebody from the Calabasas Chamber of Commerce, head of the United U.S. Bank, and we had brought him and his family, I did, to the winner's circle, put him in a picture with the winning
horse. Showed him a good time.
And he was ecstatic about it yesterday. He talked to me all about it. What a great time for his kids also.
And that's the thing. Most people don't know a lot about our sports. So once they come out and experience and have somebody like you explain it to them, they kind of fall in love with it. Now, the key is getting them back. Have you had some people that come back again and again?
That's a very key time. You're going to talk to them, but the main thing is to try and get them to enjoy it and come back.
Sure.
And bring friends. I was in the infield on Saturday, Sundays for about 25 years. And a group would come with about 30 people. 20 had never been here before. They haven't even lived in the neighborhood, driven by it, but never came in. And we needed to get them to come back.
What about the language we use? Things like furlongs or 9-2 odds, or like you said, super high fives. Is that intimidating to them?
Very good thought. With the newcomers, we never really push them into horizontal bets, pick 3s, pick 4s, pick 5s, pick 6s, because they just don't understand. If I got to pick 4 and I win 3 races and I lose the 4th, where's my money?
You get nothing.
You get nothing.
Right. 0.
And if I pick 4 races and lose every one, I'm even with you. So we try and get them to get it on one race and win money on that one race. And then go to the next and come back.
One of the keys we've got, besides being economical to walk into the racetrack, Howard, is the beauty of the horse itself, right? I mean, that obviously has to be a really big hook in terms of people enjoying an afternoon here at Santa Anita.
To get people to start with racing when they're young, you'd come with your dad, you'd come with your favorite uncle, they'd bring you to the track. You'd really enjoy the track, the colors, the horses, everything. And we lost a little bit because there was 3 places to go to start your journey into horse racing. There was Santa Anita, the infield. The family would come to the infield. And right now our infield is closed until March 2nd, which is Santa Anita Handicap Day. And then it'll open up again. But you bring your family to the infield and spend the day in the infield. Also, Pomona Fair. We would race at the Pomona Fair.
Sure.
You bring a family to the Pomona Fair. You'd run around, go to the right, but you'd also come into the races and see the horses a couple races.
And they'd stumble into the racetrack.
They'd stumble in and like it.
Right.
And Del Mar's the last one. You go on vacation at Del Mar and you spend a day or two. Dad would spend the whole week at Del Mar. They'd go to the beach, but then you hopefully bring the family over and the kids would see the horses. You just got to get them to see how magnificent it is. It's just really nice. The colors, the animals themselves, 1,000-pound animals going 35 miles an hour. Jockeys, great athletes. I mean, the whole thing is tremendous.
What was your first experience at the racetrack? Did your family bring you? How did it all begin?
Mostly with my dad and my uncle, and my mother hated it, but that was it. Spending time with your father because he was working all the time. That was a great thing to go and spend time with him. Or with my cousins coming over. We went to the infield. We started in the infield at Santa Anita.
Primarily, Howard, your responsibility is to be a wagering ambassador, but you also mentioned that you deal a lot with groups.
Right.
Inevitably, you're trying to show them where to go, what type of food we have, but also at the end of the day, you're trying to introduce them to the sport, just like you mentioned with the Calabasas gentleman.
Right. When we take a group, we take them over to the paddock where they saddle the horses. Every race, they saddle the horses 30 minutes before the race. We take them, get near the horses there. Then we take them to the winner's circle, get on the rail there, watch a race there, try and get them into a picture. I mean, just get them involved so close. The seating at Santa Anita, you're back a little bit. It's great seating, but you want to get them close to see the horses. See them up close.
We're going to find out up close who Howard likes on today's 9-race card. It's a beautiful day here in Southern California. Temperatures close to 80 degrees. But before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the changes on today's card here at the Great Race Place.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the Great Race Place. Here are the early changes. The track is fast, the turf firm, the rail on the turf at 10 feet. In the first, there's no super high 5 wagering with the scratch of number 7, Special Flower. Anchor notes in races 2, 3, and 4. The 4th race starts the $1 pick 6. In the 5th, scratch number 4, John Dunbar, the all-turf pick 3, $3 wager on races 5, 7, and 9, starts with the 5th, as does the 50-cent late pick 5. Blinker notes in races 6 and 7, the Clockers Corner Stakes. 8th race begins the Golden Hour, pick 4. There are no changes in the 8th. And in the 9th, scratch number 8, Hot, 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 the Golden Hour Double begins with race 9. Enjoy your day at Santa Anita Park. Let's go back to Quigley's Corner. Tom's special guest today is Howard Abrams.
Welcome back. I'm talking horses with Howard Abrams. He's the wagering ambassador here at St. Anita. It's a pleasure to have him. We're taking time out of his busy schedule because he's out on the apron trying to teach new fans and new attendees here at the racetrack how to enjoy this wonderful sport of us. Howard, you don't know this, but when I was a kid, I actually went to Arlington Park in Chicago, where I was born and raised, and I stumbled into a gentleman like you, and that kind of created the passion that I have for the game. Do you have any people that maybe go back in time that, you know, were once your students who now you see on a regular basis out at the track?
Yeah, they always come around. They bump into me. I was a basketball coach for 35 years. I was a PE, junior high PE teacher, private school, thank goodness. And they'll come up and they'll say, "Oh yeah, Coach Abrams, what are you doing?" And the first thing I asked them was, "Did you have fun at our school?" So the same thing. We want you to have fun here at Santa Anita and enjoy coming back. Yeah, we get all the time. I know we had a day camp also in the San Fernando Valley. So
Sure. Well, we want to have fun with your selections today. I know you're a passionate student of the game. So let's kick things off here, Howard, in race number 1, where we're traveling 1 mile on the turf course. It's a maiden claiming race for fillies and mares. $50,000 is the claiming tag. The rails today are at 10 feet. And race number 1 also begins the 50-cent early pick 5 wager. We've got a field of 6 after the scratch of number 7, Special Flower, the morning line favorite in the current betting choice at 6-5. Is number 6, Happy as a Clam, from the Simon Callahan barn. Talk to us about race 1 and who you like, Howard.
I took the 6, Happy as a Clam. Simon Callahan is a very good trainer. Knowing the trainers up close all these years, you know the ones who you can depend on, that they're going to send out the horse fit. He sort of stands over this field. It might be one of the most probable winners. When we give him out to the newcomers, we'll give him, and then our second choice would be the 2 Candy on Top. Looks like he's run a lot of races. Looks like one of those maidens that never, but he'll eventually win. But he should run second in that. He's going to run close on this one. It's the lowest claiming. He's in for 50. One other time he was in for 62,500. When we say he's in for 50,000, if you wanted to buy one of these horses, you could buy him for 50,000, and then you'd have to give him to a trainer and pay 150 a day for him. So it's much better to bet the $2 and just go to the next race. That's what we tell the beginners.
You can use my phrase, which is horses are to bet on, not to feed, right? In other words, it's an expensive proposition.
150 a day. They will not race again for 2 to 3 weeks. Now, the people don't know it's free to get into the races, but you're waiting 2 or 3 weeks, and hopefully they stay sound. So it's a 6-2. The 3 horse is a little bit interesting. He hasn't raced in a year. He had a lot of trouble the one race he ran in. It's Neil Drysdale, who's a veteran, so that's someone to look at in the post parade to see if you like him. But it's 6-2 for me on the first.
Fair enough. 6-2 in race number 1, as Howard just mentioned. Let's turn the page. Take a look at race number 2, which begins the 50-cent early pick 4. This time we're traveling 1 mile on the main track. Maiden claiming Calbred, 3-year-olds in for a $50,000 tag. A field of 5. Number 1, Twilight Moon, who's going turf to dirt for trainer Craig Lewis, is the 8-5 morning line favorite. Only 5 to choose from. Do novices care about field size, or does it go back to what you mentioned? They just want a winner no matter the price.
The novices just want a winner. If you can get them to get cash a $2 bet, like in this 5th race, you try and talk them out of a show bet, because the 3 of the 5 get paid to show. It's going to be 210. Whatever bet you make, we tell them you've got to be happy if it wins, even if it's 220, 240, 260. If it's $3 on the winner, you can't be sad. We tell them you can't be sad when you win, because then you'll never be happy. Even you'll lose when you'll be sad, and you'll win. So we like the 1 horse Twilight Moon here. Craig Lewis, very good trainer. He puts up Rosario. If you look into his history with Rosario, one time this meeting he's rode in Rosario. He won at about $23. He's ridden Rosario 3 times for him. He's won all 3 times on it. This is a go today. The 1 horse on top, and the 4 horse is our second choice. We wouldn't bet on this. I wouldn't bet on this original race. I'd put both of those horses in the pick 5, the 1 and the 5, the 1 and the 4, and then go on to the 3rd. But for a newcomer, we would try and get them to go on the 1 and bet either a win or a win in a place.
Howard, I mentioned we have the wine festival this weekend on track at Santa Anita. Do you find throughout the course of the day that the more they maybe have a glass or 2 of wine, the more aggressive they're going to become in betting? Do they just want to get rid of the $2 to show and bet like $10 to win or something like that?
The first thing is, and I was out there, and it's an incredible event.
We had a good track. We had a good crowd on track yesterday. It was really good.
We have a little table, and anytime you see me walking around on the track, if you're watching this, come up to me. We'll have 1, 2, and 3 in every race, and we'll tell you what it is. We're not going to hide it. But the people would be coming over, they're getting their wine. They have a $5 voucher when they come in. And so they want to spend that voucher. They don't understand that they can just go over and cash it and take the $5.
Don't tell them.
Yeah, I did it one time. Like, oh, we can do that. I said, but just bet it and you'll get the $1. But 2 win 2 plays, you get $1 back.
Sure.
They were happy with that.
Sure.
But they're drinking wine, all newcomers. So it's really a great event. They love that. We try and get them over to the winner's circle. We have a person shuttling them over, getting them close to the horses. It's a very good event. Now, today, it probably will be a little less because of the football games.
Sure.
But it's a great event.
What about cash? These days, our society is pretty much cashless. When they come into the track, are they surprised we don't accept debit cards or credit cards?
Yeah. Venmo and all that. You see,
PayPal.
Poor thing, I'm so old school. I don't know. I can't spell Venmo. I think it's with an E and an O at the end. But
I don't think there's any E. But
yeah, I would say I just have money. So, but I know where we have ATM machines.
Yes, and you so point them in that direction.
Yeah, point them in the ATM machine.
Do they know how to use that?
With that? Oh, they're good with that.
Okay,
it's a machine. Right, any machine is good for them,
including their phones. Race number 3.
The phones are, yeah.
We're back on the turf course again. 1 mile the distance. Again, a maiden special weight race for fillies and mares. A field of 6. Number 4, Merari, the invader from Keeneland, for a very good trainer, Jonathan Thomas, who's here primarily during the winter, is the 2-1 morning line favorite. Just one effort, Howard. It was a 3-horse blanket photo. Merari had the lead late, got caught. Favorite here, or you're looking elsewhere?
I saw the Merari race, ran a really good race, took the lead, looked like a winner. They went by. That was his very first race. Now, this is one of these where it's going to be what we call a cold exacta. If you bet an exacta, most people will do the exacta box automatically. And you think of it like in blackjack. If you're holding a 16 and the dealer has a 10 up, you want him to bust first. But in the long run, you got to hit the 16 to the 10. It's just over the long run, you're going to make more money that way. Well, in exactas, people automatically just box it. But Merari's a better horse than the 3-horse. So we're going to double our bet. Instead of doing an exacta box, we're going to go 4 on top of 3 for double. So if you're a $5 exacta player, you bet a $10 exacta 4-3. If you're a $2 player, you bet a $4 exacta. If you're a $1 exacta box player, bet $2 exacta 4-3. Just bet a 4-3. The 3 is going to be behind him. 4 is going to make his move first. 3 is going to come after him. It should be 4-3 down the lane.
You're going to press your bet, as they like to say in Vegas. Just make a one-way exacta.
One-way exacta. We say cold exacta. And people don't understand. If you really like one of the 2 or one of the 3 horses better than the other 2, you should bet more money on that horse.
You've talked about bringing the new patrons into the walking ring and taking photographs of the Seabiscuit statue or whatever. And of course, you're interacting with the jockeys as well, both before and after the race. It's amazing, I'm sure, to them that these professional athletes are so accessible because, like you mentioned, when you go to the Laker game, you're not going to get within 200 yards of LeBron James. No. So do they like that?
Yeah, and we know that the jockeys who are nicer that will take a picture with them after the race. Fresu, Hernandez is really nice about it. And some of the trainers are really good about putting them into Bob Baffert yesterday. I have a story with Bob Baffert.
He was here, believe it or not.
Yeah, he was here. He wasn't back east. Yep. And we had a man who his wife had died, and it was a memorial for his wife. But he had invited, I guess, some friends, and they didn't show up. He was alone in a box.
Bob, there's some friends.
And Bob, yeah, that's what I said. I would have went, but we sent some ambassadors to sit with him, which was great. Bob went over. He was a big Justify fan. He gave him some Justify gear, keychains and memorabilia. And he went over and talked to the man. Bob is tremendous when
he sure is. That's not the first time you've seen it. I've seen it time and time again. And obviously, he had a good day yesterday, winning both our stakes race and the marquee race at Gulfstream Park. Race number 4 begins the $1 pick 6. 6 furlongs in the main track for maiden special weight fillies and mares. Speaking of Bob Baffert, the first-time starter, the 4-year-old filly number 5, well-funded on the bottom, is the 8-5 morning line favorite. Nothing to go off of other than works. What say you about race 4, Howard?
Well-funded's got great works. If you look at the works, when you look at workouts, see if they're spread. I mean, you don't know if the horse is in the middle of the track. You don't know how heavy the jockey is. One of the ambassadors for Bob Baffert is Beto, who also works out horses for him.
Does he give you some good tips?
We've never asked. I don't want to go into that because if he gives you something and it loses, you look at him cross-eyed.
Sure,
so you don't want to do that.
He's a co-worker.
Yeah, he's a co-worker. So you don't even. I mean, well-funded his workouts. It looks. He's got a bullet last work, which I don't like because that brings money to him. You're looking for value. Our second horse in here is the 2-horse side-by-side. Looks like another career maiden, but he's run better than these other horses. Some of them are in for maiden 20s. Some of them, the one you got to watch out for, the 3-horse, he ran one time and had tons of trouble, but wasn't bet that day either. So we're doing a 5-2. And once again, it's a cold exacta that way. We wouldn't put the 2 on top of the 5.
Race number 5 begins the 50-cent late. Pick 5 also begins the $3 all turf. Pick 3 in race number 5. We're sprinting 6 furlongs on the turf course. It's for $25,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 races lifetime. 1 scratch. Scratch the 4. John Dunbar leaves us with a field of 9. Morning line favorite on the far outside, number 10, Take Action, who's a lukewarm 7-2 morning line favorite from the Richard Mandela barn. Let's watch the replay for not only Take Action's last performance, but there were 2 other runners in this race that exit that same race. Number 7, Papa Tiger, you will see will go to the lead in this particular replay we're about to watch. And number 2, Street Humor, sure looked like he was going to be a winner deep stretch, but he got caught as well. So let's watch that replay back on January 5th right here at Santa Anita, that those 3 runners exit, and listen to Frank Miramati describe the action.
And they're off. Papa Tiger gets the first call in the middle of the course. Street Humor is coming through, and West Coast Gangster is now racing in 3rd. They're followed by Incredible Mo, Zabul racing on the outside of Take Action. Down the backstretch, and the lead belongs to Papa Tiger, who has it by 2.5 lengths over West Coast Gangster in 2nd. They're followed by Street Humor and Incredible Mo. There goes Zabul. Zabul all the way up now to take the 2nd spot, and a gap of 4 to the trailer Take Action. Less than a half mile to go. Papa Tiger, the leader. Zabul into 2nd, followed by Incredible Mo, now 3rd. At the rail, it's Street Humor in the black colors, having to steady just slightly. And 3 wide is West Coast Gangster. Another 2 back to Take Action. It's been an easy lead for Papa Tiger, maintaining it by a length and a half. Zabul under heavy pressure in 2nd. Street Humor very much in the thick of it as the field turns for home. Take Action surfacing from the back. Top of the lane, and it's Papa Tiger, 2-length lead. Take Action looking for room in the yellow colors. Zabul still fighting on. Street Humor is in between Street Humor and Zabul. Getting to Papa Tiger late. Zabul on the outside. Now forges to the front, and it will be Zabul.
Zabul was an odds-on favorite from the Ryan Hansen barn that particular afternoon on the replay we just watched. Howard got the job done. Street Humor a good 2nd, and also Papa Tiger set the fractions of 47 flat. That race was 6.5 furlongs on the flat turf course. Today's distance is 6 furlongs. That could help a runner like Street Humor. But having said all that, Howard, you're going in a completely different direction. Who do you like and why?
All right, so this race has 9 horses, so it's much different for us. With the shorter field, 6 horses, less than 8 horses, we bet one way. Over the years, we chart how much you win and lose, and the best for us to make the most money is 8 horses or more, and betting exactas, like 3-horse exacta boxes or 3-horse trifecta boxes. And so that's what we did in this race. Now, the scratched horse, which is fun, it's a Nick Alexander called John Dunbar. And
imagine that. He's pretty creative, isn't he?
Very creative. Do you know who that is?
I don't. Tell us.
That is a character in Dances with Wolves. John Dunbar was Kevin Costner.
And the damn Sunday Rules has been very productive, but he's not running. You're going to first off the Claim horse, who's coming back in 8 days.
I'm going to Doug O'Neill's horse. And he's coming back quick, which is Doug knows these horses, so he's not going to send them back without, some firepower. He was claimed for this, so he's coming back into that race at 25,000. He ran okay. He had the lead. We're pretty sure he's going to take back a little bit. There's a little bit of speed in here, and he should be in the 2nd flight. So we're using him on top. We're taking the 1. He's at 20-1. The Victor Espinosa. Val Brinkerhoff, very underrated trainer. He sends out fit horse. He won the other day with one of our horses. This horse is going to be laying on the rail and making up some. If you look at some of his past races, he's running 5th, 4th, like that. And he's beating the number of horses in the race. There are 12 and 11 horses. He's beating more than half the field, and he's within 3 lengths of the. So we're taking a chance. If he is 20-1, we can lose 19 times and break even. So we're taking him as our 2nd horse, and our 3rd horse. Our 3rd horse here is Papa Tiger. You just saw him run, and he had the lead, then went back, and he should be a lot fitter now. So we're doing a 3-horse box, a 1-5-7 box with 5 as our main horse.
And 5, the Bullion Bomber, 8-1 on John White's morning line. So a good price in race number 5. Race number 6 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. We're going 1 mile on the main track again for maiden special weight 3-year-olds. A field of 6. Take note, number 2, Uplift, is a first-time gelding, but the morning line favorite, number 1, New King, who has had 1 prep race sprinting, now goes 2 turns, now adds Lasix for a very expensive purchase price. Son of Into Mischief, $700,000. Take a look at the purchase price of most of these runners in the field. Pretty penny was paid for most of them. 6 ways you could go here, Howard. Which way you going?
We took the 6 on top, Indispensable, ridden by Kimura. For those people who don't know Kimura, he won. He was the leading jockey at Woodbine for the last 2 or 3 years, 2 for sure, probably 3. Smart enough to get out of Toronto in January to get down to Los Angeles, and he'll go right back up once
when the weather gets warmer.
Yeah, when the weather gets warm. So, but he tries on everything. It's a John Sadler horse. That's our main horse. And then if you look at his second race back, he ran in a maiden race, ran 3rd. Then he ran it. They put him in a grade 1 race. At the American Pharaoh race. Then he came back and ran second. So he should be. This is his 3rd back. He should be very ready to go. And we're playing him with the 1. Bob Bafford's horse. We're afraid of Bob's other horse, Cornell. They've been working together, and Cornell's been working with New King, but we'll see. Anytime the trainer has 2, I'm always wary of it because I'm always people tell you which one should you take, and it's not the one I take because the other one's going to win. So
6-1 in race number 6. Race number 7 is our feature race on today's card. It's the Clocker's Corner coming down the Hillside Turf Course. We've got a good field of 8, and number 8 Sumter is a first-time gelding, the morning line favorite, who's won his last 2 efforts coming down the Hillside Turf Course. Is number 4 Daniel's Magic from the Owen Hardy barn, 3-1 on the morning line. You take newcomers in the afternoon and you show them what a great place Sandy is. Do you ever spend any time in the morning at Clocker's Corner and rub shoulders with the jockeys and trainers?
The only times I used to do that was when I was coaching basketball in the San Fernando Valley. If we lost a tough game, I'd get up early at 5 in the morning and shoot over to Clocker's Corner because
it would put you in a good mood right away, right?
When racing is sort of like basketball for us when I was a basketball coach and I played at Cal State Northridge, is when you're on the court, everything, you don't forget about everything. No girlfriend problems, money problems, father problems. You're on the court. Well, same thing here. You're with the horses. You're looking at the
it's
chart.
An escape.
It's an escape. You're not thinking about anything but this. Same thing. So it's good.
Clocker's Corner is a great place to visit, that's for sure. Yeah. We've got a good field of 8 here, Howard. Who do you like in race number 7 and why?
Yeah, this is a 6.5 down the hill. So this is a very strange race for North America. When they break the gate, they turn right. It's the only right-hand turn in North America. Then they come back and turn left. All of our things are usually left. So the outside is a little bit favored. It used to be a lot favored. They used to load the horses number 1 to the left rail. Now they load in the middle to the right. So, but the outside is still good. So, but we're taking 4 Daniel's Magic. We think it's going to roll up to his with Flavian Pratt on him. He's going to come down the hill and probably get onto the rail behind the first flight. Should have the best kick at the end. And we're taking the 8 as our second choice, Sumter. He should get a good break. And with that right-hand turn, he'll have him be in good position. Our third choice is the 7. I'm a gambler. And when there's 8 or more horses, we do a 3-horse exacta box. Reason being, if you do a 2-horse exacta box, you're usually taking horses that really figure. You're taking one that 3-1, 5-1. But if you do a 3-horse box, you can always throw in that longer shot that you like, the 6-1, the 8-1, the 10-1. We're throwing I'm a Gentleman to fill it out. So we're doing the 4, 7, 8, and we'll probably bet the 4 to win.
We've talked a lot about the front side, both on the apron and also in the paddock, and then, of course, Clocker's Corner we just discussed. What about the backside? Do any of the novices want to go see the horses either in the morning or after the races are over?
You'd have to have a license or something to get them in there. So it's much easier on this side. I mean, we've had friends go into the backside and get to feed the horses the peppermints and the carrots and all that stuff. But it's more
more of a challenge.
Yeah. You'd have to know a trainer to get them back into there.
Well, ask Bob Baffert. I'm sure he'll be able to accommodate.
The people that are really hot and very nice right now, the Doug O'Neills would be
100%.
I mean,
very
so
personable.
Nice people like that. Jorge Parabon is having a great couple of weeks right now with
a big winner yesterday in race 1.
And he's the nicest person you'll ever want to meet.
No doubt about it. Him and his family, that's for sure. Race number 8 begins the $1 Golden Hour pick 4, linking our last 2 races here with the last 2 races at Golden Gate. And we kick things off Going 1 mile on the main track for fillies and mares. $12,500 is the claiming tag. We've got a field of 6. Number 5, Flatter with Jewels, first off the claim for trainer Phil D'Amato, is the 8-5 morning line favorite. Give us your thoughts on race 8, Howard.
We've got the 5, Flatter on Jewels, on top. We think that he's going to have position breaking outside. He'll be able to find a way to the 2 or 3 wide into the first turn and to have the last run. We're using him on top. Our second choice is number 1, Roman Empress, at 12-1. This horse should be picking up ground, hopefully save ground and picking up ground at the end. So we're going to play the 5 on top of the 1, 2 in an exacta buck. The 5 is going to be the favorite. Favorites have hit about 42% so far, but it's because it's small fields. So with the favorite on top, we're going to have to find the second horse, and we think it's the 1 or the 2. And we have the 1 at 12-1.
We close out the day in race number 9. Keep in mind, live racing will resume on Friday here at the Great Race Place, 12:30 p.m. first post Pacific time. And race number 9, we're sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the flat turf course for maiden special weight 3-year-old fillies. 1 scratch the 8, hot, leaves us with a good field of 11. And the morning line favorite, number 2, Girl of My Dreams from the Doug O'Neill barn, who's 3-1 on the morning line. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Howard, I wanted to watch 2 replays, actually. The first one is going to be of Girl of My Dreams. It's her effort 2 races back in the racing form back on December 1st. She ran in the 4th race that particular day. She broke from post position number 3. She was well clear of the 3rd place finisher, and she certainly looked like a winner deep stretch. Let's listen to Larry Comas describe the action back in early December at Del Mar and watch Girl of My Dreams in performance.
They're off. Spirit Rules out of the gate the best. Girl of My Dreams came out with Spirit Rules and now grabs the front. Then it's Blister in the Sun, followed by Glow Glow and Hot on the inside. After that, We'll Do It Live, Stormy Gal in between horses. Down on the inside is Maduro. One Summer Day is next, and a big gap back to Gerwig, who trails the field early, moving for the far turn. Girl of My Dreams and Juan Hernandez opening up 2 on Spirit Rules. To their outside, Blister in the Sun is 3rd. Break of 2 back to Hot. One Summer Day is circled up on the far outside, moving 5 wide around Glow Glow, and they're into the stretch, and it is Girl of My Dreams under a hand ride here with 1 furlong to run, a 4-length lead on Spirit Rules. Maduro has made progress, second, and now closing with a rush. Maduro is flying late, trying to get Girl of My Dreams down to the wire. That's tight.
Oh, my God.
Howard, I don't think Doug O'Neill wanted to watch that replay because certainly Girl of My Dreams looked home late and got caught. That race was 5 furlongs. Today is 6.5. She's had 1 effort since then, running 6 furlongs, and she tired again. So we'll see if she actually goes off as the post-time favorite. I want to show one more replay because 2 runners in this field in race number 9 actually exit the same race as well, and that would be number 4, Mrs. McWhinney, and number 6, Not a Sinner. They both ran on January 1st, New Year's Day here at Santa Anita in race number 9. They're going to go sprint 6 furlongs, and you'll see Not a Sinner actually assumes the early lead. Although you see in the racing form, she breaks from post position number 1. She'll actually be wearing saddlecloth number 2 in this replay. So let's watch both Not a Sinner and Miss McWhinney perform on January 1st.
And they're off. Spirit Rules is going out for the early lead. Now here's Alluring, and Not a Sinner flies through on the inside quicker than both, and Not a Sinner will set the pace. Alluring tracks from 2nd. They're followed by Bella Polk, who moves up to claim 3rd. Air Force Thunder in the red colors down at the rail in 4th, followed by She's Scintillating. Capo Sorella is widest of all, just 4 lengths off the leaders. Then comes Miss McWhinney, who races on the inside of Spirit Rules, who broke well and is now last. 8 lengths covers them, rounding the far turn, and it's Not a Sinner in front of half a length. Alluring pressing from 2nd. Bella Polk, yellow colors, races 3rd with a quarter of a mile to go. She's Scintillating, trying to get into it, followed at the rail by Air Force Thunder and Miss McWhinney. They are at the top of the stretch, and Alluring looms up to take the lead. On the inside, Not a Sinner is fighting bravely in 2nd. 4 lengths back, Miss McWhinney is finishing nicely in 3rd. A 16th to go. Alluring puts away Not a Sinner and opens up 3, and it will be Alluring. Alluring wins by 3.5.
Howard, Alluring was even money in that replay we just watched, so no one was going to beat her that day. Not a Sinner actually ran pretty well. But again, the distance today is 6.5. I did the work for you. We watched a couple replays there. Who do you like in the nightcap and why?
Well, we've got Girl of My Dreams. If you saw the first replay, it's what we would call a bad beat. You should have won the whole length of the stretch. You got beat at the end, and you didn't think you were still going to get beat at the end. And two should take the lead. Now, the sixth, our second choice, he took the lead in the second replay, but he's going to lay back of the two. And if you look at his second race back and third race back, he makes up some ground, so he should be able to sit and make up some ground. Drayden Van Dyke is on top of him. Everybody's rooting for Drayden Van Dyke right now. Came back from a bad injury. He's just getting back into the saddle. He's got a horse earlier with Bob Baffert that I like too. So we're going to go with the 2, 6 to round it out. We got the 3-horse Laudatory. That's our 3-horse box. The 2, 3, 6, and 2 is our main horse, wire to wire.
Howard, as if the action at Santa Anita wasn't enough, we've also got one other wager to talk about, and that's the Coast to Coast Pick 5. Believe it or not, today, all 5 races in the Coast to Coast Pick 5 are going to be all turf races, both here in Southern California and at Gulfstream Park, our sister track in South Florida. You can see it's a $1 minimum with a low 15% takeout, and that wager begins with Santa Anita Race 3 that kicks off at 1:33 on Pacific time. Make sure you get involved because the pools are big and it always pays well. Howard, I think you demonstrated to the audience today that your passion for racing is great. It was an honor to have you on here. You're a noble man trying to bring more people into the sport, and so keep up the good work, and it was a pleasure having you on.
That's what we got to do. If you're a horse player, bring people out, get them involved, show them what our track is about. And as I said, it's the only affordable professional sport going around that you can go to and not think that they're robbing you.
Thank you, Howard, very, very much. Thanks to all of you for watching as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Next voice you hear will be track announcer Frank Miramati, updating us with any late changes. Have a great time, everybody, and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, where the track is fast and the turf is firm. The rail on the turf out 10 feet for our racing action today. Here are the changes. No super high five in the first. Scratch number 7, Special Flower. No scratches or jockey changes in races 2, 3, or 4, with the 4th race starting the $1 pick 6. 5th race kicks off the $3 all-turf pick 3. 5, 7, and 9, the races today. The 50-cent late pick 5 also begins with race 5. Scratch 4, John Dunbar. Scratches or jockey changes in the 6th event. The 7th is the Clocker's Corner Stakes. In the 8th, start of the Golden Hour, pick 4, no changes. And in race 9, scratch number 8, Hot, Hot, Hot. Golden Hour double starts with the 9th. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. 26 minutes to post for race 1. Every Saturday and Sunday, the low 15% takeout coast-to-coast pick 5. It begins here in Arcadia with our 3rd today, 1:33 p.m. Pacific time.